In the words of the Protoss Dragoon, I have returned. I am Wolf. Joined with me today is Moletrap for the GSL Hot 6 Code A. This is the Season 1. How are you feeling, Moletrap?
I'm feeling pretty good, especially nice and warm being in here in the studio. It's snowing outside today, which is pretty cool. I was thinking I was going to start off with singing "It's Gonna Be a White Code A" because of the snow, but I was like, wait a minute. All the foreigners are playing today. That might be a little bit awkward thing to say, but anyway.
Oh, I didn't get that at first. I was like...
People might think of it the wrong way.
Well, here's the thing, man. With these foreigners today, they may not get out. We may actually have a very Korean GSL after these first few rounds of Code A. Remember, there's no foreigners in Code S right now, so these foreigners who are in Code A are trying to make it. 2 of them former Code S players. So just keep that in mind. You know, this is really important if you're a huge Huck or Idra fan or even a Sen fan today. These players are all trying to get through. If they lose, not only are they not out, but they're totally out of Code S.
Yeah.
I mean, of the GSL.
Out of the GSL. This is the round of 48 of Code A, which, of course, we refer to sometimes as the danger days because that's when, if you lose, you're eliminated. You have to go all the way through the whole process of going through the Code B qualifiers in order to get back into Code A. So it's a very important match. You know, we got a lot of newer players or players that haven't had much experience, that this is kind of like their chance. They made it through the qualifiers, their chance to actually make it big.
Yeah.
And so it's very important for them. At the same time, we have players like Jelizerg playing today, who has fallen from being a Code S, or a GSL silver medalist, all the way down to here. You know, this could be the end of a career.
It could be, you know, and not only his StarCraft 2 career was quite extensive, but his StarCraft 1 career really extensive. So it's almost sad to see, you know, July could be out. And, you know, you're mentioning it could be the end of his career. If he loses here, you know, as we've said before, I've said multiple times, July's got to go to the military soon. Right now he's really trying to focus on other things. You can tell he's not lost his passion for StarCraft, but it's not his, you know, most favorite thing. It looks like I'm having a problem joining this game. Let's see if I can get in here. Okay, here we go. I got in.
Sweet. Yeah, but game number 1 is going to be none other than... Well, first of all, let's check out the matches that are going on the other stream. Remember, if you pay for the premium service, you can watch Calor streaming the other set of matches at the same time.
Oh, that's really cool. Look at those little logos there. You can see how what league they were in before.
Oh, cool.
So you can see our Code B players
the arrows saying going up and down. Okay.
For example, Monster was just like in Purgatory, so he was still in A. You can see the players who've dropped down from S.
Yeah.
And, you know, some up and down match droppers like Clyde and Lucira. So those are the matches on the other stream today.
Awesome. Yeah, Clyde Sniper, Lucira versus the STC. And others as well. But here is today's matches. The first match is going to be Gamania, the Gamma Bears, Taiwanese team Sen versus I Am True. And Jelizerg dropping down is going to be facing June, who has just come back up from Code B. Idra, coming down from Code S, is facing off against Avenge. And Huck, perennial Code S, Protoss, has dropped down to Code A this season. He's going to face Bumblebee Prime.
And here's our first match. Sen versus True. Sen, our Taiwanese player from the team Gamania. He's part of that Gamania Bears team from Taiwan, part of the TESL League, and he's making his debut here in Code A. Of course, he played in the World Championship matches as well. You can see his record, not very impressive. You can see 1 win, 4 losses, so not too impressive. And of course, you can see True, a newer player, going up from Code B to Code A. He's a newer player. His win rate is 1-1 at 50%. And that's actually a team league percentage, as I believe he played 2 games in the team league. So not a lot of experience in the individual league here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, True, he's relatively inexperienced. We're basically going to have to kind of see what he's made of today because, you know, he hasn't had basically any success in the GSL in the past. But we haven't really seen him since July of last year. So we could be seeing a very different player today who's really practiced up and really picked up his game and is now a dominant force. Or we could be seeing kind of a mediocre player who just happened to get in again. We're not sure.
Only time will tell. Our map is loading. Moletrap, are you ready to go into dual site for game 1 between Sen and True?
I am very excited about this. We're going to have a Zerg versus Zerg. I love to watch Sen play. He's a great player. Game number 1 is about to begin. The first game of this season of Code A right now. And starting off over here at the right side of the map, hailing from Taiwan, he is none other than the one, the only.
Gammania said.
We got to
There he
hear
is.
that twice.
Finally. Yeah, I don't know why it's delayed for us this season, but over here at the left side of Dual Sight is our player from Incredible Miracle, who has not been in the GSL for a while. Here's his re-debut.
I am true.
And now consider that Sen has fallen from Code S. I was able to watch his matches in Code S, and to be honest, he didn't impress me a lot there. He played against good opponents, though he didn't have the easiest group. But he fell out, he didn't win, and now he's here in Code A, so he's got the chance to get back up into Code S if he plays well here, or to, you know, at least keep his spot in Code A. If he loses here, though, will he stay in Korea? It's hard to say. You know, how effective has his training been in Korea so far? He's been back and forth. He actually went back to Taiwan to vote in an election, I was told, so he's been traveling around a lot. He had a recent NASL game to play as well. I think that affected his Code S performance. We'll see how well he does here in this CVZ, though. He's got a lot more time to prepare for this Code A match than his Code S matches, so we'll see what he's got planned.
Yeah, Sen, of course, played matches in Code S against Jakji, who, let's face it, beat Lenok in the finals, and he played against Boxer, who's playing really well right now as well.
Look at this, Sen blocking this hatchery as he goes for his own hatch first.
For a long time.
Yeah, True really wants the hatch first. He's not even made a spawning pool yet. He's been so delayed here. Wow, I mean, he just started his hatchery. He got a few extra drones out, but I mean...
He was almost to 500 minerals there for a second.
Yeah, that is a late hatchery with no pool. His pool has started now. Sen back at home has gone for gas before pool, is starting his pool just now.
Wow. So he's going to get his hatchery up first and his pool up later, which is both good things for Sen. So nice start for Sen. Very good little harassment there, and you know, that drone also scouted exactly what was going on, knows what's up.
Yeah, really nice play there by Sen. He predicted his opponent would go hatch first, send early drone scout out, went to block it, and True is not yet even scouted. He's just about to see the hatchery of Sen, and that's going to make him very disappointed. He's going to go, oh, well, everything has gone wrong for me this game so far.
He also broke a nail right before the match. He stubbed his toe on the keyboard desk, or on the computer desk. Yeah,
well, True, really cool spawning pool placement there. It's going to allow him to block off run-bys. It looks like it barely doesn't block his gas from mining, which is pretty nice placement, I have to say.
Yeah, you always have to, it's always good to think about little things like that. You know, if you can place your spawning pool somewhere random, you might as well place it somewhere where it could have a tactical advantage. And so that's going to, you know, if there was a rush or something like that, he could put his queen next to it and they wouldn't be able to get surrounded as much. He could put a spine crawler behind that if need be, if there was a rush. So very smart.
Right now, the Zergling speed is 20 seconds ahead for Sen. And that's 20 in-game seconds, which is pretty insignificant as far as, you know, it goes for real time and how you think about things. But there's going to be perhaps a moment where Sen will have that earlier speed, and that could really play into his advantage. He's had the hatchery up earlier, he's mined more resources already. Right now, the worker count tied at 21, and a Baneling nest going up for Sen.
Very standard in ZVZ fast expansions. You want to get at least a couple Banelings out for defensive purposes. Otherwise, you can, you know, just get Zergling all in and just lose to that. If you have a few Banelings around, it can stop that.
Yeah, and True making the bold move. He's making the Roach Warren now. So, you know, with a fast hatchery like that, and he knows his opponent has done the same, making the Roach Warren is a little bit of a risk because there's always that possibility that with that extra hatchery production, he could get Speedling all in or Baneling all in. But he's going for the Roach Warren. He's just going to try to push that forward. And it's a bold move, but it could really pay off if Sen doesn't put on a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Kind of, and he's actually going to scout. He gets a couple Zerglings into Sen's base, and he's going to see the Baneling nest. There he does. Very important information for True. He knows exactly what tech is going on. A couple Banelings morphing there in the back. And yeah, I mean, basically True is like, he's thinking one step ahead. He's like, well, off of that fast expansion, Sen's probably going to get Banelings, so I'm going to get Roaches so I have something to deal with Banelings better.
And he knows that he has the extra production at his hatchery, that he can make a ton of Zerglings. If it's purely Zerglings coming at him, he's going to try to scout what his opponent's doing, which he's already done. Two Banelings sneakily morphing here for Sen at the third base of True. He's going to try to sneak those in. There's a spine, but it's a little bit out of position, so he may be able to get some drones because the Roaches are way at the front as well.
If he sees it, then well, here come the banelings.
Here they come,
Down at
and
the bottom.
he doesn't spot them in time. Here they come.
Is he gonna? He picks off one before it can get to the drones. Very nice. So that one other one does go off.
Kill some larva, but not any drones.
Yeah.
And, you know, the larva is pretty significant, but not getting the drones, that was key there. And True actually has a really large force. Look at the supply, 68 to 50. He's got a ton of roaches out right now, 10 of them. He's going to be able to put on some serious pressure. Sen having to make some spine crawlers as a result here, making a few banelings. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. It might just barely be enough if he can get these spines up.
Oh, and he picks off one of the banelings with only a couple links. So he's only got a few banelings left. One crashes into the roaches. He needs to keep those banelings for the zerglings. He crashes them into the roaches, and now the enemy links coming in. True might be able to take it home right now. The spine crawlers do pop up. If he can block them, he does block the roaches, so they cannot escape the spine crawler fire.
Oh no, but the zerglings are in the main now. He's actually going to fight here though, and Sen holds.
Wow.
A nice hold, those spine crawlers finishing just in the nick of time. Even with poor baneling hits from Sen, he was able to block the roaches long enough to hold it off. Once those spines missed, they had the, you know, just barely enough extra DPS. Now both players getting +1 missile weapons now at about the exact same time, and roach production continuing for True as Sen looks to be making a few more banelings just defensively. He's not sure if this all-in is over or not.
How many drones did Sen lose during all of that?
During all of that, Sen lost 6 workers. The worker count now 34 to 41 in favor of True, so just 1 worker difference as far as production goes.
Yeah. And here comes a lot of zerglings for Sen, though, going in for a little bit of a counter, trying to pick off some drones.
Yeah, and True actually, there's a lot of banelings morphing here. True does not have a ton of units to defend this. He may lose a lot of drones here.
Yeah, this could be bad depending on how it gets controlled. There's only one spine crawler.
Yeah, this is going to be really tough.
Oh, he's got 2 groups of banelings. No, he's going with the banelings. He's attacking the roaches with them, actually. He's trying to sneak by to get to the drones. He does get to the drones. He needs to explode them. Oh, takes out a few drones.
9 in total there.
Oh, that was more than I thought. Nice.
Right now, that puts the worker count at 44 to 35 as Sen was droning up quite heavily behind this push. But, again, there's another roach push coming out. There's only 9 roaches this time, though. I think Sen will be able to hold. He still has those 3 spine crawlers from earlier. His roach warren's about to finish, but Zergling's trying to get into the main, but Sen very prepared for this, actually making a ton of banelings at the top of his ramp.
Interesting. Okay, I guess because his roach warren isn't finished, he knew he needed something.
Yeah, just to be safer. I mean, even so, banelings aren't going to be what he wants against these roaches, but he needs something. And right now, he's actually started his own roach production. 8 roaches about to pop for Sen, and that will be perfectly enough for him to hold this.
Yeah, they're going to pop out just in time. If True had attacked a little bit earlier, he could have done some damage maybe, but nicely done. So Sen ends up, I believe, ahead in the worker count. Nope.
A little bit behind.
A little bit behind still, I'm sorry.
But
True was droning up again when he counterattacked.
Yeah, that's easy for you. Got to attack and drone at the same time, so your opponent's never really sure. Now, the third base has been spotted by Sen. He can't really get there yet. The roach count that he has is not strong enough yet. He doesn't have a ton of speedlings out, so True, you know, getting that one little push ahead, getting that third base up, he's going to get it up pretty safely. There's not much Sen can do. He's going to try to attack, but with that Overlord, he does see this attack coming. He has enough units to hold this, so Sen cannot punish this third base very easily. He's going to try, though. He does have a huge baneling count still. He's got, by the looks of things, 11 banelings, so if he controls this correctly, he may be able to get the hatchery. I don't think it's going to be enough, though.
No, it's not going to be enough. There's so many roaches over True. It's going to be, well, I think the reinforcements at least will hold us off, but there are a lot of banelings there. If he can get some good hits on the clumped up roaches. Oh, he's actually just going to hold the banelings nearby as kind of a pressure and just take out the hatchery.
He's going to get the hatchery. True is droning up a little bit too much. He didn't have the roaches out in time. He saw this push coming, but decided not to make the roaches, but instead made drones. Lost the hatchery. That's a huge loss there. Now Sen, meanwhile, is getting his third hatchery up. It's about to finish. The Hydralisk Den is popping up for True as well, so he's going to start mixing Hydras into the mix. He doesn't have any creep spread to put on aggression towards his opponent. He's going to use those Hydras defensively, most likely, to retake that third base.
Now, True did get another hatchery in his main, though, so he has a macro hatch, so he still has the same production that Sen does at the very least, although, you know, Sen getting those extra drones over to that third base is going to put him ahead in economy.
He made 15 drones during that attack, and that puts him at 59 to 51. He has 8 workers ahead, and he's got better saturation here. I was so surprised that True did not hold that attack. Now True's going to go in for an attack here. He's got a really healthy roach count. The Baneling's not getting very many hits here. And now the better concave definitely going to True. True with a lot more units coming in here. I'm not sure if Sen can hold this mole trap.
This is going to be close. Sen does have more healthy units because of the Banelings landing, and True decides to fall back despite the much superior roach count.
He didn't have a rallied reinforcement, and he knew Sen's reinforcements rallying out. Plus, that Spine Crawler is doing a lot of extra DPS. Decided to pull back. You know, maybe a little bit too cautious by True, but I like his choice here. He's getting his third base up. He's scared Sen a lot. He's got Hydras on the way. The roach count right now, 30 roaches for True there were 26 at that moment. Now it's 30 to 30 for roaches. Both players with even upgrades. And roach speed about to finish though for Sen. Yeah,
and in the meantime, True has just finished Hydra range and he's getting out almost about 10 Hydras. So he is actually, the next time they meet, going to have a little bit more effective army, even if it's a little bit smaller at this point.
Yeah, very true. Here comes the roach attack again for True. Trying to get into a good position, but Sen just has too many roaches to defend, plus reinforcements. It looks like True's going to have to turn around. He's going to pick off a tumor.
Nice. Yep, and you notice how the creep tumor spread, it's actually, you know, the thing about ZVZ is if you spread your creep, then it helps your opponent and you at the same time, but we're seeing Sen spread creep towards True's natural, which will help him attack True, but not really help True attack him as much.
That's true.
That's true.
Right now the worker count 57 to 57, but True's just now transferring drones to his third base. Ooh, a few roaches getting caught here. Oh no, True. Nice burrow there to save them.
Yeah. He'd probably end up spreading the creep kind of more down towards the third too.
Sen taking a huge lead here right now, Moletrap. He's got 55 roaches to 29. Yeah, sure, there are 15 Hydras in the mix, but it's all going to come down to how they engage. If the Hydras can't fire, it won't matter.
Yeah. Oh, and he's actually, he's able to target down the hatchery. He's just going to focus it down and then try and get out. No more volleys should do it. There it goes. The hatchery goes down.
Sen. Great decision making here. Realizing his opponent's roach count was fairly low, he knew he mixed the Hydras and went for the hatchery instead. And now True looks like he may be going for an all-in. He's pulled his drones with this army. Well, now he's going to go back. I don't know why he was pulling his drones with that army, but he's going to send it. He's not really sure what he's doing either. I don't know, Moletrap.
I think he just knows that he's so far behind now that he doesn't know what. He's like, well, what option do I have? Oh, I don't have options.
Right now, Sen is almost done with +2, and True is still at 1-1, so that upgrade advantage is going to be really good for him. The one thing that True has going for him is he's got a ton of drones here to buffer, and also he's got Hydras to add some extra DPS. That's all he's got. He may be able to get this third base of Sen, but will that put him ahead?
Oh, here comes the big battle. Sen moving in so that the extra concave with the Hydras firing behind him is not effective. Sen surrounding him with all of his roaches. It's just a pure DPS battle here. The +2 has not kicked in yet for Sen, though, so the numbers of True may be able to hold things off. The Hydra's doing so much damage, but now they do not have roaches to buffer for them, and the roaches finally push in.
Yeah, with no support, those Hydras are not going to be good enough. Sen just having the better army, great micro, and now has +2. He's about to have Burrow as well. And with the Overseer joining the fight, his opponent can no longer use Burrow to retreat. That is going to be it, I think, Moletrap. Sen remains on 3 base. The third base long destroyed for True. He's lost his army, lost a ton of drones as well. And I think that this is going to be the final battle. GG.
And you know, I think if True had fought in a better location where, you know, it had been a smaller choke so the Hydras could fire from behind, he could have won that battle.
Yeah,
but
I would have liked to see
was
him
able to just surge in and surround him with his roaches and get all of his roaches firing at the same time and get up towards the Hydras.
Yeah, what I would have done if I were True in that case, I would have attacked the third base from the left side.
Yeah.
Then if you can get past the third base, there's that narrow choke in between the third and the main, you fan out your units there, so if he tries to attack, he's attacking into your concave, and if he pulls back, then you kill the third. But instead, I think he panicked a little bit, he wasn't really sure what to do, and unfortunately lost that game. A strong opening from True, really nice pushing out the Roach Warren a little bit earlier, reading Sen very well, but in the long run, Sen was able to get his third base up. True just did not really, with how he did his third, even when he had his third up for a while, he didn't transfer his drones correctly. There was just a little bit of uncertainty in True's play. But Sen, things looking good for him right now. For those Taiwanese fans out there.
It's going to go up 1-0 over Incredible Miracles True, and that's pretty cool.
That's a good start for Sen. I think, you know, Sen's one of those players who doesn't always play consistently, but when he plays well, he plays well.
Oh, yeah.
And he brought it home today. He showed actually really nice patience with his banelings, I have to say, in several different situations here. Some people might just be like, I got to get the hatchery and target with the banelings, but he actually just saved them, waited. He was so patient with that attack, and also with his baneling defense, he did a great job pulling his banelings back, blocked the roaches from getting into his main with that huge push.
That was crucial. Blocking those roaches. He was trying to push up in the main, and Sen's like, no, I'm going to hold you right here. And then right when he had him pinned down, the spine crawlers finished morphing.
Really nice decision making there. He knew immediately to get the spines. He knew just how many. He positioned them well. Just really great decision-making all over by Sen. And True trying to push his faster Roach Sporin out, and I like that idea, but Sen dealt with it quite well. The next map is going to be Crossfire. We'll see if True can bring it out here. I do not know, what strategy he's going to choose. I don't think we're going to see an early pool or anything like that. It is Crossfire, so that's entirely possible. It's a 2-player map. It's actually, in my opinion, my least favorite map on the pool.
Crossfire is?
Yeah, but I think for ZVZ it's okay. There's no real imbalances with that on ZVZ, but...
There are some maps which have slight positional imbalances even in mirror matchups, but I think Crossfire is pretty...
Don't get me started on Metalopolis for how I think different places to wall for Protoss on that map against Zerg. Sometimes
Is that Crossfire?
No, actually.
No, we're not going to be playing on Crossfire, actually.
It's our newer map. I don't know the English name for it because I only play on the Korean server, but it's one of the new Blizzard maps. It's the 4-player one, not the 2-player one.
Oh, crap, I forgot. Because I've been playing on the North American server a little bit, but I don't pay attention to the names of the maps when it's loading, so I forgot the name
It's the new 4-player Blizzard map. Just wait. It doesn't, on my screen, it's a hidden name too, so I can't see what it says, but just be patient.
Wait, is this one in Tomb Valley, or is that the other one?
I think it's in Toon Valley. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Moltrap, with the map name knowledge. We're going to jump into Game 2, Sen versus True.